Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Billy Tahara and I'm from Pasundan University and my speech will start in 3, 2, 1. Well, about this motion, this House will require an individual to pass a political general knowledge test in order to vote. Actually, this is really unnecessary for me. This is really, we don't need this. We don't need this really. Why? Why we don't need this? Because if we put democracy about everything, everyone have their own rights. Yes, as the government mentioned that we all have own right, but if we fail the test, we will postpone, they will postpone our rights. Everyone have their own rights, and you try to postpone our rights. Every single person in this country have their voice, have their right to vote. And if you do this test mean that you don't trust. Why? You try to make sure that people have a general knowledge about politics. You try to make sure. It means that you don't believe on people, right? So test here mean that you don't believe on your own people. Well, we've been done this for centuries. We choose who we want to choose. If you say that to do this test in purpose to avoid people to choose the candidate based on rumors and gossip, we don't choose based rumor and gossip. If you hear that people choose by rumor and gossip, that is the rumor and gossip. People choose who they want to choose. People choose, if there's a candidate that have been chosen, it's called people choice. And political knowledge is not easy to learn. We don't need the test, but we need the knowledge. And to do this test, they would cost more money and human resource. So this really, really unnecessary. We do need the knowledge, but we don't need a test. Why do you test us? Why don't you trust us? Why don't we all just teach each other about the knowledge without doing the test? Just place an advertisement about the politics everywhere so that everyone know about this. Everyone in the traffic could read, everyone in the street, in the home, in their home, in their room, they can learn about this. But tests, it's just unnecessary. And as I say, if we put democracy about everything, that everyone have their own rights. Long time ago, when we choose the first president, not a lot of people know about a political knowledge, but the first man in this country choose their first president nicely. Why? Is it because the first president have a great political thing? No, but because the first president know how to speak, know how to move, and the people believe on him, and the president believe on the people. That is the key. Believe between each other, not because of the test. Because I think this is really unnecessary, because the test itself will divide the people between the people, those people who know about the political knowledge and those people who don't know. That there will be a wall, there will be a ravine to separate one people from another. There will be some social problem, a new social problem comes up between the people that pass the test and not passing the test and just postpone their rights. It will just cause another problem, because this is really unnecessary. And what is the purpose of this test? To know, to understand the track record, the history, and who are these candidates? It really doesn't matter. Why? Because even though people already passed the test, they will still asking their friend, they will still asking their relative, who do they choose? Even though it's a secret, but some people, come on, we all know that people follow what other people choose, because people will choose those who looks like it's winning, right? So it doesn't matter who passed the test or not. So the test really doesn't matter. And other reason why it doesn't matter is because people change. The candidates will change. Even though we already understand about the general knowledge about politics and the track record about the candidates, what they did in the past, it doesn't matter. After they chosen, they will change. As we all know that politics is about the fake words. Some people that choose just throw in, some people that was in the candidate's chair, and when they get choose, they just doing a fake promises. They throw a promise, they was great in the past, but after they got chosen, they just change. So it doesn't matter at all. It's just wasting time. It's really not effective. It will just cause another problem. It will just cost a lot of money, human resource. It just like, it will create big ravine between those people who pass and people who didn't pass. It will just create, it will just be a big chaos. And yeah, this is not easy to learn. A political knowledge is not easy to learn. And why do we have to do a test? Okay, let's say we do the test. And how can we know? We learn it by ourselves, or the government will help us. The government is supposed to help us and not to do this test. Why is this test exist? Well, let's say that we all have the knowledge. We don't need this test. A lot of people already have a basic knowledge about it. Just tell all of them to share it to the others without this test. As I said before, this test is just about disbelief to people. This test, it will just separate one people from another. And this test is really unnecessary. And in order to vote, we need to pass this test. As the government say, the example was when we're in school, we have to do a test, and if we don't pass it, the teacher won't let us pass. Who is the teacher in the country? The government? Does that mean the government controlling us from our own rights? And if we don't pass, it's postponed? What does that mean? That is mean that the government itself don't trust its own people. And how come a country can go along with one another if the government itself don't trust the people by doing the test? It just like really, really, it doesn't matter at all. It just will make another problem. So yeah, the point is we don't need this. This is really unnecessary. It will just create another big problem. Let's just let this world be. Let's just do what we always do. Let people choose what they want to choose, and let people take the responsibility of their own vote without postponing it. People will learn. People choose what they want to choose, as we choose the first president. And the relation between the chosen one and the people itself will be good. They trust each other. That's will beat the political circle. Trust between each other. And thank you.